Little one, run from these people immediately. Get up in the morning and go to your future mother-in-law's house and you'll see everything. That's what my late grandmother said in my dream, her voice the same soft rasp that used to calm me as a child. But in the dream, it wasn't calm. It trembled, rushed, desperate. I woke up with my heart clawing against my ribs. The wedding was in 24 hours. I tried to shake it off. Superstition, I told myself, grief playing tricks. But her eyes in that dream, they weren't symbolic. They were warning. By morning, I couldn't resist. I dressed quietly, slipped into my car, and drove toward my fiancé's mother's house. Fog hung low on the street. The sun was just beginning to rise. Everything looked innocent, almost holy. When I arrived, the gate was half open. I stepped out, heels crunching on gravel. Then I heard it. Laughter, male and female voices. One of them was his, my fiancé. The other was hers, his mother's, unmistakably warm and sharp at once. But there was another sound too, soft, rhythmic, intimate. I froze. Through the half-drawn curtains I saw him, shirtless, sitting on the edge of the bed, and beside him, another woman. Not a stranger, my mother-in-law's friend, the one who'd introduced us. My grandmother had been right. I didn't scream. I didn't storm in. I just stood there, hand on the gate, pulse like thunder in my throat. He leaned toward her, whispered something that made her laugh, a laugh that now felt surgical, cutting. I turned away before they could see me, walked back to my car. The ring on my finger felt heavier than bone. For the rest of the day, I moved through preparations like a ghost. Everyone kept saying I looked radiant. I smiled for photographs, picked flowers, tried dresses, all while seeing that image replaying in my mind. The bed, the laugh, the touch. My grandmother's voice kept echoing, "You'll see everything." I began to notice more things I'd ignored before. His phone that never left his hand. The way his mother's eyes lingered too long when she spoke of him. The secretive glances between her and her friend during dinners. I started to suspect it wasn't just infidelity. It was orchestration, manipulation wrapped in affection. I didn't cancel the wedding, not yet. I wanted to see how far they'd go. That night, I called in a favor. A friend worked at the hotel where the bridal suite had been booked. I asked her to keep the room's camera feed on file for me, just in case. Then I waited. Over the next 2 days, I watched everything through practiced calm. He texted constantly. His mother fussed over details that didn't matter. And her friend, the woman from the bedroom, was suddenly in charge of my dress fitting. A perfect trio. They thought I was naive. They mistook silence for blindness. I pretended to be excited, played my role flawlessly. But inside, I was memorizing patterns, cross-checking phone logs, reading tone, studying lies. And when I got the hotel security footage, my hands didn't tremble. I already knew what I'd find. 2 nights before the wedding, he stayed there, not alone. The same woman, same bed. I watched without blinking until the end of the footage, then deleted it. I didn't need proof anymore. I needed timing. On the morning of the wedding, I smiled at my reflection. I looked like a bride, but I felt like a witness at an execution. As the ceremony began, I walked down the aisle, slow, steady, deliberate. He waited at the altar, eyes glistening. Everyone whispered about how beautiful we looked together. When I reached him, I took his hands. They were trembling. Mine weren't. Before the priest could speak, I turned to the guests. "Before I make vows," I said, "I'd like to thank my future husband's mother and her best friend for introducing us and for spending such intimate time together last week." Gasps, movement. He turned pale. His mother froze. The other woman stood at the back, face drained of blood. I handed him a small envelope, the hotel receipt. He opened it, saw the date, the room number, and I saw it, the exact second his facade collapsed. I didn't wait for denial, didn't wait for tears. I walked out. Later that night, I sat alone in my car, wedding dress half unzipped, makeup blurred. The silence felt clean, like air after rain. Everyone would talk. They'd pity me, curse him, defend her. But none of it mattered. My grandmother's warning had saved me from a life of quiet humiliation. I thought of her voice again, gentle, knowing, run from these people immediately. She hadn't been asking, she'd been commanding. I took off the ring, placed it on the dashboard. It caught the streetlight for a moment before falling into shadow. When I drove away, I didn't look back. Some truths are too heavy to forgive, and some dreams aren't dreams at all. They're the dead whispering the truth we refuse to see.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.